Alright everyone, Fillers here, coming to you once again to play a little video game that I enjoy. It's called Don't Starve. If you haven't picked it on up, right now it's currently in beta. It's coming out sometime near the end of March. I don't know the exact date. I'll get that information for you in the future, but thought I'd go through and show you a little bit of what it's about so you can get excited about it. You can look forward to playing it the same way that I do. So let's just go and get started and start off with a new character. So Don't Starve is pretty much like a crazy, wonky, absolutely amazing game. Sort of sandbox style, a little bit kind of like if you like Minecraft, but you enjoy something different, a little bit different like cell shading art. This might work out pretty well for you, where the whole entire idea is essentially just don't starve. So let's go and create a new character. I'm going to start off in game slot 4 because I'm playing around with a couple of the different characters that are available to you. So let's just start off with Sandbox. Let's go. As you can see, I have a couple of the characters unlocked because I've been playing it, trying to get an idea of how this works. So let's start off with the Gentle Scientist. His motto is, "I will conquer it all with the power of my mind." And his special ability is that he grows a magnificent beard. So that's always a good thing. Beard is a special ingredient that you need to be able to use if you want to make some magic in this game. So, ready to play. How long will you survive? Now, also to kind of let you know, how I'm planning on getting this game to work and how I'm recording is I'm going to start off and play 5 days at a time. So I'll start off with day 1, and as soon as it hits to day 6, so every 5 days or so, I'm going to take a break and I'm going to upload that content, allow you guys to kind of check it on out and watch it and kind of give me some feedback. I might record a couple of different sessions at a time, but I'll kind of go with it. And if you guys like this and you want to see more of it, I'll play some of the different characters and kind of give you some ideas and tips and tricks of what I've learned thus far. So let's get started. So the game starts off and that's all the information it gives you. So one of the things that I've learned and a couple of the different tips and tricks is that you can actually move around with the WSAD, as well as you can pick up items just using the spacebar. So it makes it a little helpful, makes it a little easier. And to start off with, pretty much you move around and you find different items that are available to you, and you're just able to go and kind of pick them on up. Now as the game progresses, you're given more opportunity to pick and obtain more items and build more items. So right now, as you can tell, I'm picking up grass, I'm picking up saplings. I see all this kind of nifty interface. And so as you can see, all that information is kind of populated down on the bottom bar. Now, you start off and I need to get some twigs, I need to get some grass, I'm getting some food. All the items that are green, that when you pick on up, this is like food items, things that you can eat. The reason why it's green is that as time goes on, this progressively starts decaying and becomes rotten. So this green will become, will kind of melt on down, go to orange, and then go to red. And essentially the more time that goes on, the worse it is for you to eat. And so this is your kind of interface up in the upper right hand corner where it tells you the day. All the yellow section right here means it's the daytime. The red section right here is dusk. You'll see the colors change and you'll see some different enemies come on out. And this black section right here, this dark blue / black, that's actually nighttime. And that's part of the interface where you need to actually have a fire going. You need to go and have a stick available with fire on it. If you look on the interface on the left hand side, these are the things that you can create. It kind of just lets you know, like for instance, if I want to make an axe, it's going to take me some twigs, it's going to take me some flint. If I want a pickaxe, twigs, flint, and there's a whole bunch of different items that you can unlock as the game progresses when you get a science machine, and you get a couple of different things available to you. Now the fire, when you want to make a base camp, you can create just a normal campfire, but if your fire gets out of control, it kind of blows everything on up, meaning that all the fire, like the trees around you can actually catch on fire. As time goes on and you kind of get a base set up, now you're going to want to create a base so that you can create food for yourself as items are kind of repopulate themselves, they replant themselves. For instance, these saplings, which provide me the twigs, in a couple days those will actually repopulate and then I can actually grab them again. These berry bushes in a couple of days will once again have berries on top of them and allow me to gather more berries. And since the new update where it's winter, I think about day 20 or so, is when winter arrives. I'm going to create an item that kind of gives me a better idea of when winter actually comes. The days will get shorter, the dusk will become longer, and the nights will become longer. As well as there'll be snow, which means that pretty much I always kind of need to be near a fire, or I need to create some equipment for myself, meaning like armor. That's essentially a sweater. That'll keep me warm and prevent me from losing my health and dying. Because if you're far too away from fire for a long period of time when it's snowing, you'll just gradually take damage and you'll die. So right now I'm just kind of cruising around the countryside, looking around for anything that I can potentially pick up. One of the things I'm going to want to make pretty soon, when it's becoming available to me, which I think now that I have 13 cut grass, is a backpack. Yeah, as you can see, it takes, 4 grass and 4 twigs. I'm going to carry some more stuff. So that means that all the items, I can also place an additional 8 items on the right-hand side. But this is essentially my armor slot, so that means that while I have a backpack on, I can't equip armor. And this is my, essentially my tool slot, where I can equip anything from a weapon to an axe to a shovel, all the various things. And then I also have the ability of wearing a hat. And as the game progresses, you'll get a couple different hats you can wear, whether or not it's going to be a miner's hat that allows me to like walk around the darkness, so that I can carry around equipment in my hands. The other useful thing is the minimap. So when you hit the tab button, this will provide you an interface and let you see exactly what you've come across. So for instance, soon I'm going to be using this so I can backtrack and find all the areas that have these different types of twigs, because these are going to be resources that I'm going to want to collect. Using the shovel, you can uproot a lot of these resources and allow you to plant them in a different location. So that way I can have one central base and use that to kind of repopulate and obtain more grass and build traps so I can capture some of these rabbits and things of that nature. So what I need to do is, for instance, with boulders, you can get a pickaxe and you can pick away, gather the resources on the inside of it. As you can tell, all the different items actually have a durability, which means that pretty much everything that you get in this game expires after some point or time, to a certain degree. Like, when you create a tool, it has a certain number of uses. When you create fire, it has a certain number of uses. If you have your campfire, it actually dwindles away and dies after a certain number of uses. So when you first start off the game, I know a lot of you, when you first start off, you're going to want to cruise around, you're going to want to build a campfire. What I actually end up doing after playing through a couple times and learning a few things is I actually spend the first couple of days just kind of looking around my surroundings, finding rocks so that I can gather up this very, very useful gold nugget. Because a lot of the inventions that you need, I think you need about 11 gold nuggets before you can build most of the content you're going to need to survive for about the first 20 nights or so. That allows you to get all the little science matrix set up. It allows you to build a fridge, and the fridge is very useful because it makes it so that your green content, which is your food, lasts longer, and so it takes a lot longer to expire, which is going to be really useful during the winter sessions. When you first start off, you're going to need to gather 12 petals, and when you get 12 petals, you're going to be able to make a little hat, and it's just going to be a little bridal wreath or whatever, flower wreath or some crap like that, and it'll actually make it so your sanity goes up. So if you look over here in your sanity section, sanity depletes. It goes up and down depending on what you see around you, the craziness that you actually involved yourself in. Kind of like when it gets nighttime, your sanity is going to go down just because everything's kind of scary at nighttime. And I think that when it reaches about 75% is when your sanity starts depleting and you'll start seeing some crazy stuff, like the world's going to shimmer a bit. During the nighttime, you're going to go and see eyes like kind of around you. And as you can see, it's almost nighttime, so I'm going to get myself ready for my torch. Yeah, that's right. Now, when it first gets dark, you're going to think that you need to go and get some darkness and whatever, a torch right away. There we go.
And pretty much, you have a little bit of time once the darkness actually happens before you need to get your torch out. Now, as you can see, I have my torch. Everything's a little kind of green tinted. You can't see very much, but that's okay. I'm just kind of cruising around still, picking up items, exploring the interface, exploring the world around me. And there we go. I got 12 flowers. And so the petals allow me to make a little garland for myself, which is going to be our very first hat. And all that does is, as time goes on, it kind of increases your sanity a little at a time. Sanity is kind of important to keep up in the beginning of the game, just because it's not even worth it. You're pretty much all you're doing right now is you're kind of cruising around, looking for a good home base, kind of exploring your surroundings, seeing what's available to you, seeing whether or not you can actually find a whole bunch of boulders to find your gold. So yeah, I mean, you can start off if you want to, creating a base and just kind of get ready and explore and kind of figure the game out for yourself. But what happens is that after about every 7 nights or so, you're going to go and be attacked by a group of wild dogs, and because of that, you're going to want to go and get a good defense, a good base, as well as you're going to want to find yourself next to some allies if you can. I'm going to go and explain a little bit more about that when I run across them. Right now I'm just still exploring, still picking up items. I don't need flowers anymore because I've already picked up my 12 to make my garland. So I'm just going to eat some of those. And as you notice, my health, actually my hunger, has gone down to about 63. So I'm just going to eat some carrots. And as you can see, it increases my health a little bit at a time. And what I generally do, just because I don't want to go and take up a whole bunch of inventory slots, is you'll notice that this counters up, and these get up to about 40 for the grass as well as the twigs before it actually creates a new stack. So as I'm cruising around and I'm looking for a new home base, I kind of let those get up to about 40. Now for berries, just because of the fact that they grow back every couple of days or so, it's not as, I mean, I always just pick up as many as you possibly can. There's an average amount, like it averages the total amount before it actually starts turning. So as you can see, this entire stack is now at this ratio where it looks like maybe it's about 90% starting to turn. So as you add more berries to it, that ratio is going to go down, but they'll all start to expire together. So I mean, for items like that, you kind of just walk around, you kind of pick them on up, and you just sort of kind of like eat them as you need them. And yeah, that's why with like carrots, it's not always the best, especially around your home base. If you decide on an area that you want to live in, and you find carrots on the ground, those don't actually grow back. Those are sort of just a one-trick pony. You kind of pick it on up, you devour it, and they don't actually grow back in that section anymore. So because of that, when you're actually decided on a place, you don't really want to go and scavenge this as much as possible, because you can always pick those up later and use them later. So as I can see right here, crap load of berries all over the place. And you also notice I'm kind of trying to stick as much as I can towards the edge of the map so that I can explore the different biomes and have those available to me. And let's see, I'm actually getting pretty close. One of the things I'm going to need to do is get some firewood. I actually haven't been doing any of that at all. As you notice, the trees kind of go and grow at a different rate. They'll go everywhere from being completely empty to kind of like a newborn, where they're small, and depending on how thick they are and how big they are, they will actually provide you more in different amounts of wood. So for instance, this will probably give me about 4 pieces of wood and 2 pine cones, and that'll probably give me about 2 pieces of wood and 2 pine cones. So it has a huge giant amount of whether or not you want to let it grow longer. Also with trees, when you cut them on down, they'll leave a stump, and because of that, they don't actually grow back. What you will get pretty soon is a shovel. Let me look at the map real quick and kind of look around what I've explored. So I've already checked out these areas, and there's a little pathway over here which heads to the southwest. I'm going to head on over there. Now that I've kind of done a pretty good job of gathering up some grass and gathering up some twigs, I have some foods available for myself. What I'm actually doing right now is gathering some firewood whenever I see one of these giant trees. Just to let you know, all the giant trees, for your durability wise, it uses up 15 durability to gather a tree. And all the actual axes, like when you want to create that, it's going to be like, I think, 2 twigs and 2 flint. And flint is finite amount. So, I mean, all the other stuff kind of grows back. You can harvest twigs up to, as often as you want, but flint is a rare commodity. Depending on like kind of where you spawn, it could either be really easy or real hard to find. Right here, I just actually found a road. Sorry, I'm trying to cover a lot of different stuff real quick as I kind of gather around. Because even though I'm
doing a lot of different stuff. I am trying to gather materials, explain the game to you at the same time, kind of give you an idea of some of the best ways to kind of get yourself set up and make the game easier for you, and kind of give a